This is Hilltop Hoods, the Aussie supergroup, rattling the keys to the kingdom. Let's do it.
They praying a pauper, they claiming they want to, they really don't want to. You ain't naming a monster, so don't bother with offers. Till the day that I die, I ain't stepping aside. For we claiming we can't get, they praying a pauper, they claiming they want to, they really don't want to. You ain't naming
Nico says he struggles with them himself.
When I start breathing heavily, I sky the beat and melody. They said they were dreaming, we keep reaching till we leave it heavenly. The key to freedom said to me, release and leave their memory. Think you offended me, please. With critics like these, who needs an enemy? Indeed, a breed of pedigree, beast unleashing speech and levity. Here to bleed the industry of this disease and evil, levity, demons, thief and greed and reverie. We in need and seeking remedy, but I seem to stay 10 feet ahead of me like a centipede. I'm a train upon a track, I'm a flame upon a match. Ain't straying from my place, I want my face upon the map. I'm the weight upon your back, I'm a razor on your lap. We came to talk a stage and opera faded on a blank now. Hush, hear the voice, so addicted to the rush to feel the voice. It's missing everything we love to feel joy. Build it up, then we crush, kill, destroy.
We came and we conquered, they praying a pauper, they claiming they want to, they really don't want to. You ain't naming a monster.
And these are all the guys in the Golden Era Cypher, right? I believe. All the Golden Era Cyphers that we've heard.
I go bananas every time, my blood Nirvana, never mind. They need some ketamine to calm us, Hana, Sedana, Sevilla. Till I've been in line and I'm leaving them terrified. I've been lying, been hiding, I live the bed every night, they go better. Fat as the fattest, settling, fat as the capital with me. Mad as sad as a friend.
Yeah,
rappers
good
get
stuff.
so quickly. What consider all for the war drama, speech boards on just for the boredom. Drop pop up your sons, I'm trying on like young poppers left it. We claw with the moments, and pouring the soothing hooks on heaters. Let a ball with the ball, on a call with a joke of Fukushima. They thought of recordings and we loaded it over. I'm thinking we're drunk and then we're going door to door with some tournaments. No DMX, they thinking it got me pay like BMX, but I see it T-O-Rex, brings horns to Brio Vents. We the best, no Khaled. We the best, like a lead. We claiming we conquered, they praying a pauper. They claiming they want to, they really don't want to. You ain't naming a monster, so don't bother with offers. Till the day that I die, I ain't stepping aside. For we claiming we conquered, they praying a pauper. They claiming they want to, they really don't want to. You ain't naming a monster, so don't bother with offers. Till the day that I die, I ain't stepping aside.
Rattling the keys to the kingdom.
Let me tell you what it's all about. Turn this underground rap thing to my kingdom.
We came and we conquered, they praying a pauper. They claiming they want to, they really don't want to. You ain't naming a monster, so don't bother with offers. Till the day that I die, I ain't stepping aside. We came and we conquered, they praying a pauper. They claiming they want to, they really
Yeah, Mr. Grievous, Dielectrics, Vents, ADFU. All these guys are Hilltop Hoods. There's a bunch of them, and we've learned a lot. Like Australia has like a really serious independent hip hop culture going on right now, where it's like since like early '90s when American hip hop got over there, because it probably didn't make it over there till '90 or '91. It kind of spawned its own monster, you know, and I've had the pleasure of working with a lot of these guys. And Hilltop Hoods, I believe they are responsible for the Golden Era Record ciphers that happen every year. They put out a cipher with like all of the MCs on their label. And that video, I was watching the video. I didn't want to put it on the screen because it would have skipped. But it was advertising all of the artists on I believe it's Golden Era Records, but I'm not sure what the connection is there. Maybe. Nico says, yeah, Golden Era. So that is, the cream of the crop of Aussie MCs. I'm a big fan of Vents. Vents was the second last guy, I believe. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give that cipher. I wish it helps me work on my Australian. I understood it quite a bit. Like, dude, like I lived in Whistler, Ontario, or Whistler, BC, and it's a ski town, and all these Aussies come over. And it's like in the winter, it's like local population is like half Aussie. Like there's so many Aussies in Whistler, And some of them, when they come from, especially from the West Coast, I can't even I couldn't even understand them. I couldn't even have a conversation with them. I couldn't understand one thing they were saying. But then when they're from the East, like Melbourne and Nimbin and all those Eastern Coast cities, it's much more proper. It's much more. But some of those guys out in the deserts, dude, they are fucking like Damo. Oh my God! It took me years to fully understand his verse that he gave to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and give that. I like the vibe. I'm gonna say 7.5. I like the vibe. I like the track. I wish it had more MCs on it because I don't think it had all the Hilltop Hoods on it. I think it had like 3 of them. But yeah, 7.5. 7.5. What are you guys saying, Ignacio?
To be honest with you, I really didn't catch a whole lot of it, so I don't think it's fair that I give it I wouldn't be able to really do it justice, to be honest with you.
Okay, cool. What are you saying, Chuck?
I'm gonna I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it a 7. Because I don't have strong feelings about it. I didn't really dislike it. I don't really have a lot to say about it, but it didn't stand out for me. But I wouldn't turn it off. I'd probably listen to it a couple times. But I'd probably have to listen to it more to. So what's interesting to me is how Australia it's physically a large country with a lot of landmass, but it's pretty
low population.
Sparse, and so sure. But there's a few very distinct, distinctly different hip hop scenes in Australia. It's not just like
Melbourne.
Aussie hip hop, and if you look at what comes out of Western Australia, you look at like Bitter Belief and XBX and everything there, it's such a very different sound than what comes out of the kind of the South and Melbourne and everything.
Well, it's equivalent. It's equivalent to East Coast, West Coast American.
Sure.
That duality.
Yeah. So 7 for me. I don't have a lot to say about it. It just didn't really stand out. But I wouldn't turn it off.
Okay, Joe, what are you saying?
Well, first off, I want to give a shout out to my peoples in Australia. Michael LaHood from the Notorious Thug Brothers down there. He knows.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've listened to quite a few Australian artists, and I think these guys, man, I think they definitely rub some funk on it. I like the track. I wish it was mixed better. It could have been crisper. You know what I mean? And the lyrics could have stood out more. But all the MCs they put their thing down on it. You know what I mean? And their deliveries were on point. Nice, strong deliveries. So I'm going to give it an 8. Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.
Solid 8. All right, Nadi, what are you saying?
I liked it a lot. I enjoyed this song the most ever since that Chez Noir song.
So this is your new song of the night, or what?
I mean, I like Joe. Y'all made good points, especially Joe with the mix. When it first came on, I had to turn it up in my game, but I mean, it won me over. I wasn't thinking that I was gonna like it that much, but it won me over. By the time it was over, I was like, man, this? I was feeling like, is this the highest song of the night? Because I'm like Immortal Technique and Cannabis and and I'm gonna pick these guys.
They get you.
But I mean, yo, I liked it the most. I think
that's what happens.
I think I'll give it an 8.5.
8.5.
Right.
8.5.
I respect that. Yes, sir.
I love Aussie hip hop, dude. There's a whole bunch of good guys out there. They got a really wicked crew.